So welcome back inside Sliwa Stadium as we are ready to get going in game number 2 of the doubleheader this afternoon between the Eagles and the Spartans. Tampa took both game 1 of the series and then game 1 of this doubleheader, which is game 2 of the series, by 1 run. So 4-3 the final score of the 11 a.m. game this morning. 10-9 was the score last night. So 2 heartbreaking losses for the Eagles. They'll look to finish off the series with a win as they have got Bailey Russell on the mound to begin the game 3 of the series. Cooper Schmidt will be behind the plate. Malachi Pena, Colin Machimoro on the right side of the infield. And this one hit towards Machimoro at second, charging in and getting the first out as Ponce stumbles over first base but is back on his feet quickly. So Feliciano at short, McCluskey at third, the same infield all series long for the Eagles. Derek Lopez in left field, Jack Bile in center, and Aiden Korn over in right field. So after Ponce was retired quickly, it'll be Braden Woodburn stepping into the box. There is another strike from Russell. So Russell this season, 21 innings pitched, brings in a 4.3 ERA, a whip just under 1.4 as the next pitch misses the zone. So after the win earlier this morning, Tampa has now got a 25-4 record on the season. They are 11-0 in conference play. The Eagles currently in 5th place in the SSC, 5-5 coming into the day, looking to get back to 500 with a win in the series finale. 2-1 pitch evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Woodburn went 1 for 5 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Has batted in the 2 spot every game of the series. And this one fouled off once again. The Eagles used 4 pitchers last night in the 10-9 game, and now the appeal down to first base. They said Woodburn did not go around. So 4 pitchers in game 1, 4 more in game 2 of the series. And the Eagles will be hoping to get some length out of Russell. A long at-bat here between him and Woodburn. The payoff pitch. This one hit towards Feliciano, and a nice throw across the diamond for the second out of the inning. So the Spartans lineup looks a little bit like this. It was Ponce and Woodburn to get us started. Now Gunnett Carlson, followed by Joander Irigoyen, then Jake Books, Nick Pereira, Javi Soto batting 7th, Luke Fiker 8th, and then Jack Martinez rounding out the Spartans batting order. And the first pitch to the first baseman Carlson, outside for ball 1. This one fouled into the parking lot. So it's been a full weekend of the Eagles and Spartans doing battle. A 3-game series in baseball, 3-game series over on the west coast of the state in softball. They also played in lacrosse earlier this afternoon, and game 3 of the baseball series is off to a good start for the Eagles as Tampa goes 3 up and 3 down. And the Eagles will grab the bats, looking to get on the board in the bottom of inning number 1 when we come back.
Some cash in the cash machine at Daytona Kia.
As he has done all series long, Colin Mastramora leads off the game for the Eagles, and the first pitch he sees is taken right back up the middle for the first base hit of the game. Didn't take long for Mastramora to introduce himself to John Luke Glanton. The righty brings in a 4.2 ERA to the game for the Spartans, but is 6-1 on the season. The next Eagle he will face is Cooper Schmidt. So Nick Pereira will be behind the plate, catching this game for the Spartans after it had been Irigoyen for the first 2 games of the series. Irigoyen will be the DH. And this one fouled off by the Eagles catcher Schmidt. So very rare you see a team use the same catcher in all 3 games of a series, and both teams switching it up for the finale. So Cooper Schmidt was behind the plate in the top of the inning, and now Mastramora takes off a hit and run. A foul ball there. But Schmidt and Pereira doing the catching around the diamond for the Spartans. You got Carlson at first base, Fiker at second, Ponce playing short, Martinez in the hot corner, then Books in left field, Javi Soto roaming out there in center, and finished off by Woodburn in right field. Once again, Mastramora looking to steal, and another foul ball bring us back to where we were. So Mastramora got his first stolen base of the season last night. Has taken off on 2 consecutive pitches. And another 1-2 pitch on the way. He stays put this time in a liner. It'll drop in front of Fiker, and then the out to finish off the double play. So Fiker may have been able to catch it, but a smart play there by the second baseman to let it drop so that he could turn the double play. A tough break there for the Eagles And now Master Morrow and Schmidt both head back to the dugout, and Aiden Korn is the next to step into the box. So Korn hitting .356 so far this season, 36 for 101. In game one earlier today, Korn with a pair of base hits, going 2 for 5 with a run scored in what was a low-scoring game compared to last night's contest. The Eagles have recorded more hits than the Spartans in both games, but haven't ended up on top yet. The 4-3 game, Tampa scoring 4 runs on 9 hits. The Eagles putting together 12 base hits and only 3 runs crossing the plate. And last night, the Eagles scored 9 runs on 14 hits. Tampa only needed 7 hits to score 10 runs, as they were patient at the plate and were able to work themselves 6 walks throughout the game. So now the count 2-2 to the right fielder. Glanton's pitch is spiked for ball 3. So Glanton has thrown 36 innings this season, given up just 17 runs and issues a walk there, his 14th of the season. And the Eagles have got their second base runner of the inning. It'll bring up Drew Clymer, who had been a nightmare for the Spartans earlier today when Clymer went 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs, including a double. Clymer was eventually pinch run for, but we'll see if he can get his 5th consecutive hit of the day. On the season, Clymer hitting .307. This one back up the middle. Have yourself a day, Drew Clymer, 5 for 5 between games 1 and 2. And there is still a long way to go. He is off to a great start, keeping the first inning alive, and now 2 on with 2 out. The next batter for Embry-Riddle will be Malachi Pena after Clymer's single. So Pena's played first base each game and couldn't hold the bat back on that pitch. Last night, Pena went 2 for 5, but this one gets underneath of it, and Fiker makes a long run before making the catch. And we stay scoreless through the first inning. The Eagles get 3 base runners, leave 2 of them on base, and Bailey Russell will be back on the mound after this.
Representing over the Spartans, number 18, Embry-Riddle.
So Bailey Russell making his first start of the season. And he had a great opening inning. 3 up, 3 down went the Spartans. And his next responsibility will be Jawander Irigoyen. The count 1-1 to the Spartans DH. So maybe a bullpen game to close out the series for the Eagles. As Russell, so far this season, this is his 9th appearance. I mentioned earlier his first start, but has been used in the long reliever role. His most recent outing was against Edward Waters earlier this week when he went a season-long 4 1/3 without giving up a run against the Tigers, including 3 strikeouts in the outing. Can't get one here on the 2-2 pitch, but that one hit into center field, and it'll drop just in front of Jack Bile. So Irigoyen with the first hit of the day for the Spartans. And now Jake Books. What is a top-heavy lefty lineup. 3 of the first 5 batters stepping into the left-hand side of the box before it's rounded off with 4 right-handed bats: Pereira, Soto, Fiker, and Martinez. It's the 1-0 pitch to the left fielder. This hit back towards the ICI center. So I mentioned all the games between Embry-Riddle and Tampa this weekend. 2 one-run losses for the Eagles in baseball, and also a pair of one-run defeats in softball. Losing 1-0 last night and then dropping a 2-1 game that took 9 innings over in Tampa to start the day today. The Eagles looking to get in the win column after 4 narrow defeats. So the count now 3-1 to Jake Books. Hitting .308 so far this season. He earns himself a walk, so 2 base runners to start the inning for Tampa. A single and a walk will bring up Nick Pereira.
Now batting number 5, Nick Pereira.
The backup catcher for the Spartans. He DH'd in the first game when he went 1 for 2, but did score 2 of the team's 4 runs, reaching base twice via a walk. We'll see if he squares around. He does. Brings the bat back as the pitch misses outside for ball 1. Pereira 4 for 13 this season. Squares around again early and couldn't get that one down. There is strike 1. We'll see if the Eagles have got a wheel play on. Doesn't look like it with Feliciano playing up the middle. Pena comes crashing in, the bunt down up the middle. Russell will try to take the out at first. He throws it into right field, so it's going to score 1. They'll try to score a second. The throw is not going to be in time. So for the second time this weekend, a bunt laid down by the Spartans turns into 2 runs and a batter ending up on third base. It was the same story last night when they laid a bunt down first and second, nobody out. And the Eagles throwing it into right field for the second time this weekend, letting 2 runs come in to score, and now a runner on third with nobody out. After the error, Russell will have to quickly regroup. The first pitch to Javi Soto is fouled down towards the Tampa bullpen. You never take for granted the bunt getting laid down. Think of it as an automatic out. But instead, Tampa now leading it by a pair of runs. Soto goes behind 0-2 in this one, fair down the left field line. That'll be extra bases for the Spartans. And now they have got a runner on second, extending their lead to 3-0. It wasn't fair by a lot, but it turns into a double for Javi Soto.
Now batting number 9, Luke Spiker.
So now Fiker squared around a bunt, pulled it back. The pitch catches the zone for strike 1. Fiker had quite the day yesterday. Started off playing second base for the first 6 innings. Then came onto the mound. 3 innings for Fiker, and the bunt is laid down that time foul. So 0-2 to Fiker. But 6 innings at second base, 3 innings on the mound, getting credit for the win. And now back to his infield responsibilities today. It was a season-long 3 innings for Fiker. Had never gone more than 2 before. The 0-2 pitch. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Luke Fiker down on strikes, and the Eagles get their first out of the inning.
Now batting number 4, Jack Martinez.
So now Jack Martinez will step into the box with 1 away in the top of the second. Runner still on second, and the first pitch he sees is fouled off. This one fouled again, so Russell just struck out Fiker. Now he's ahead 0-2 on Martinez. We'll see if he can keep the Spartans runner stranded at second. 1 away here in the top of inning number 2. This one hit towards short. Feliciano will make the throw in time for the second out, as Soto able to get out of the way of that one.
Now batting number 44, Jesse Ponce.
It'll be the top of the order for the Spartans, Jesse Ponce. Ponce out in the top of the first inning when they went 3 up, 3 down. This second inning has been much different. 3 runs across the board on a pair of hits for the Spartans. And now the count 2-0. This one chopped towards first base. Pena will tag the bag himself to end the top of the second. The Spartans put 3 runs across the plate. A couple of them unearned, but they all count the same on the scoreboard. And the Eagles look to get their first in the bottom half of the inning.
Leading off for the Eagles, number 12, Derek Lopez.
So for the Eagles, it'll be Derek Lopez to lead off the bottom of the second with the clouds darkening here around Sliwa Stadium. The first pitch, as of last night, was scheduled for 1 p.m. They pushed up the doubleheader by a couple of hours, knowing that weather could play a factor here this afternoon. The winds have picked up, blowing in. Won't see many deep balls hit this afternoon as Lopez fouls that one off of his foot. The rain currently expected to hit us around 6 p.m., so we've got some time. But the wind is definitely starting to pick up, gusts of up to 35 miles an hour as Lopez hits that one into right field, and the catch is made. Will also be tough to track those pop-ups, as you saw the Spartans right fielder Braden Woodburn taking a couple of steps at the last second in order to make the play. But it'll be Jack Bile now. First pitch to him, fastball down the middle, first strike one. So John Luke Glanton out of Metter, Georgia. Transfer from another Division II school, Georgia College. The 0-2 pitch just outside for ball one. This one, chopped foul. Chuck Siegel trying to make a bare hand play over there. able to knock it down. And now chasing that one away was Bile. So 2 outs in the inning. And it'll be Max McCluskey.
Now batting number 4, Max McCluskey.
McCluskey turning into the everyday third baseman this season for Embry-Riddle. They're happy to have him back healthy and in the lineup. McCluskey 2 for 5 last night against the Spartans with an RBI and a run scored. In game 1 earlier today, McCluskey also reaching base on a pair of occasions, going 1 for 3 with a walk and another run scored. The check down to first base, and they say that he did go around. So the strike there to McCluskey. Brandon Marin behind the plate for this game. Frank Endel over at first base. And this one just foul down the third baseline. Another 2-2 pitch, and Clanton was walking off the mound before the strike was even called. He knew that found the zone. Eagles strike out to end inning number 2. We stay 3-0.
Leading off for the Spartans, number 2, Brayden Woodburn.
The heart of the order due up for the Spartans. 2, 3, and 4. Brayden Woodburn, Gunnar Carlson, and then Joander Irigoyen. Here in the third inning as Russell continues to work for the Eagles. He scored 3 runs in the last inning. It was a single and then a walk to put 2 on and nobody out. And then Nick Pereira reaching via an error, scoring both runs, and Pereira ending up all the way at third base after the error before a Javi Soto double brought him in, but 3 consecutive outs to end it after he struck Fiker out and 2 ground outs. But another single here to begin the third inning as Woodburn takes it back up the middle. And now Carlson, he grounded out to first base his last time up. first pitch. Woodburn takes off for second. Now he's going to try to go back to first, and he is caught stealing there. So Woodburn realized he was going to be out halfway down the base path and tried to pull a U-turn, but was caught in no man's land, and the Eagles empty out the base paths after catching Woodburn stealing, who had 15 stolen bases this season, but can't get another one there. Now the 0-1 pitch, and quickly becomes 0-2. This could be huge for Russell if he could have nobody on with 2 outs after a leadoff single. This one hit towards second. Throw from Mastromoro, and there it is. 2 outs in the inning. Almost works as a double play. And Russell with a chance to go 3 up and 3 down again. Soaking up some innings for this Eagle bullpen, who have got plenty of options as well to get them through this game. Tristan Harley hasn't pitched yet this weekend. Isaiah Eberhardt only going a third of an inning yesterday. 2 of those pitchers leading the team in appearances this season. So now the 0-1 pitch, and Irigoyen pops this one up. A shallow fly ball. Mastromoro calls everybody off and has got the putout to end the top of the third. So Russell continues to deal 3 innings pitched. For him, only 43 pitches needed. And the Eagles will now come back up to the plate. Feliciano, Mastromoro, and Schmidt, 9-1-2 when we return.
Cash in the cash.
Let's go Feliciano.
So here is Feliciano. He gets out in front of the first pitch to him from Glanton, as the shortstop is almost served as a second leadoff batter for the Eagles at the bottom of the order, where he is hitting .372 so far this season. 29 for 78. Feliciano leads the team in RBIs with 21 so far this season. He's done a great job not striking out this season. Just 12 strikeouts. So worked himself 11 walks and now runs the count full with Glanton. The Eagles have 3 base runners in the bottom of the first, but they're not able to get another here as the third strikeout of the day for Glanton will bring him back to the top of the order with Colin Mastromoro.
Now batting number 1, Colin Mastromoro.
Mastromoro's first pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Now the count even, a ball and a strike to the second baseman. After missing some time to injury, Mastromoro was slotted in perfectly at the top of the lineup. This is his 10th start of the season. Started every game this weekend. In that sample size, hitting .444, 16 for 36. But it's now back-to-back strikeouts this inning for Glanton, up to 4 on the afternoon. And it's now 4 consecutive strikeouts. He had 2 to end the bottom of the second, 2 more to start the third. We'll see if Cooper Schmidt is able to put a ball in play. The first pitch he sees, he does do that. A long throw from Ponce, and it is just in time to get the third out of the inning. So Glanton continues to deal on the mound after a tough first inning, but the Spartans lead it 3-0.
Leading off with the Spartans, number 12, Jake Books.
The first pitch of the inning to Jake Books finds the strike zone. Russell back out there once again. This one hit out towards center field. Bile tracking it through the wind and makes the grab. So it'll have to be some small ball to get some runs on the board this afternoon with how much this wind is blowing, and the Spartans did that in the top of the second. Was a single, a walk, and then an error when they tried to lay down a bunt, which is how they got on the board. 3 runs on 3 hits so far for them, and Now the catcher, Nick Pereira, steps in. He was the one who laid down the bunt. Eventually came around to score. Now the count 1-1 to him. So now 2-1 as Pereira and Irigoyen swap spots from game one of the doubleheader, with Pereira now catching Irigoyen, the DH. Javi Soto waiting on deck as the count is now 3-1. Now goes full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Russell has issued just the 1 walk today. The next pitch from him is in there for strike 3. Pereira tried to sell it and act like it was ball 4, but he's rung up on strikes. And there's now 2 away for Javi Soto.
Now batting number 20, Javier Soto.
Soto hitting .354 this season, has been a tough out once again this weekend. In yesterday's game, Soto leading off for the Spartans. He's moved down in the order in a high throw, but Pena able to make the grab and bring the top of the 4th to the close. So Russell continues to deal. The Eagles will have to try and find their first run of the day against the Spartans and Glanton after this break.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Batting over the Eagles, number 23, Aiden Korn.
The first pitch to Aiden Korn, outside for ball 1. As Korn was walked back in the first inning, eventually advanced to second but couldn't come around to score. Looked to find his way on base once again. Each team hitting 200 so far today. The Spartans 3 for 15, the Eagles 2 for 10. Each team has also worked themselves a walk, as the count's now 2-1 to the right fielder who had a home run yesterday. A big-time shot for the Eagles as Korn put the Eagles up 8-6 after it was tied 6 apiece. His 2-run homer gave the Eagles a brief lead before the Spartans took a 10-8 lead in the next half inning. Now the count 2-2. That one just outside. Clanton thought he had his 5th strikeout of the game there. Has struck out 5 of the last 6 batters he's faced. And Korn continues to work. That's a nice catch made there in the Eagles dugout. Looks like that was Tripp Schroeder who might have made the catch. One of the catchers on this blue and gold team. Another foul ball from Korn. So Glanton throwing 41 pitches in the first 3 innings. A long at bat to start the 4th. This one will go one more pitch. Fouling them off to the left and right side is the senior outfielder, transfer from Florida Gulf Coast. This one put in play, taking it towards right field, and it'll bounce in front of Woodburn for the first hit of the day for Korn. And now a pinch hitter. It'll be Aiken Santana to hit in place of Drew Clymer. So Clymer went 4 for 4 in game 1. Got a base hit, his only at bat here in game 2. So he'll finish the day a perfect 5 for 5. And now Santana, the redshirt junior out of Orlando. Santana ruled to have gone around that time behind no balls and 2 strikes. Korn over there at first base as Santana will look for his 10th hit of the season. He's 9 for 47 this year, but does have 10 RBIs, including 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. When he's connected, they've usually gone a long way. 4 of his 9 hits going for extra bases. The 2-2 delivery fouled off once again. So it was a 9-pitch at bat to Korn. Here comes the 6th pitch of this next AB, and the count once again goes full. Looking to get the pitch count up on Glanton. The 3-2 delivery, a rocket towards the Spartan dugout. As Tampa has only used 2 pitchers in each game. The starter in both contests going 6 innings before the reliever finishes off the last 3. Could help Clanton out here as he's got a double play. The second of the day for the Spartans as the 4-6-3 double play erases Korn from first base. And now Malachi Pena comes up with 2 outs and nobody on.
Now batting number 25, Malachi Pena.
Took him 18 pitches to get through the first 2 batters, and now may only need 1 to retire Pena. And that is what happens. Martinez with the throw from third base. The Eagles stay scoreless through 4, 3-0 as we head to the 5th.
Leading off for the Spartans, number 9, Luke Spiker.
So I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Russell's longest outing of the season was 4 1/3. He's gone 4. If he can get Fiker out here to start the 5th, that would tie it. And here is the grounder. Nice play there by McCluskey at third. And for the second time this week, Bailey Russell with 4 1/3 innings of work. He'll continue to work as Jack Martinez is the next Tampa player due up. The 9-hole hitter who grounded out to short in his previous at-bat before we head back to Jesse Ponce at the top of the Tampa lineup in this one. Hit over the head of the Eagles bullpen. It does look like there's a arm loosening up down there. Perhaps if Russell gets in any sort of trouble. But the base is empty right now, and another grounder towards Feliciano. And there are 2 quick outs here in the 5th after grounding out to third and short. And for the 3rd time today, it'll be Russell versus Ponce. Russell has won each of the first 2 battles, as Ponce is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to second to lead off the game, and then unassisted ground out to first base in the 2nd inning. So now the 1-0 pitch, and McCluskey unable to knock that one down. So into left field for the first hit of the game by Ponce. And it'll continue the inning for Braden Woodburn.
Now batting number 2, Braden Woodburn.
Woodburn singled up the middle in the 3rd inning. Ponce 3 for 3 on stolen bases this season. The Spartans were already caught stealing once That was Braden Woodburn, who's at the plate now. Caught trying to steal second to throw over, and Pena able to keep that one in front of him. Would have been trouble for the Eagles had that gotten past the first baseman. And now the count 1-1 to the right fielder. Woodburn has had a hit now in all 3 games of the series, but has had only one in each of them. 1 for 2 so far in this one, and then a 1 for 5 game to start the day, and went 1 for 4 last night. So 3 for 11 on the weekend as Woodburn is able to extend this at bat by at least one more pitch. So Russell out of Palm Coast, Florida. Runner takes off this time, and Ponce will head back after another foul ball. Russell made 2 starts last season and 14 total appearances. So he is used to this type of situation, whether starting or coming out of the bullpen. Another 1-2 delivery on the way, and he's got a strikeout to end the inning. The 3rd of the day for him. And now we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. 6, 7, and 8, Derek Lopez, Jack Bile, Max McCluskey will all have a chance in the bottom half of the
Bring on the Eagles on the 12, Derek Lopez.
So Derek Lopez flew out to right field in his last at-bat. The count now 1-1. The next pitch from Glanton fouled off. 60 pitches for him to get through 4 innings. He's given up just 3 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. the day for him. And able to get the chase on the breaking ball away from Lopez. And he is out at first base after the strike 3 in the dirt. So Jack Bile, the next to try his luck after Glanton's 5th strikeout of the afternoon. Bile first pitch swinging is going to foul this one off, and Martinez tracks it down to make the play for the second out. Bile got jammed inside that time. Couldn't get enough power on it. Get it out of the infield. And Max McCluskey steps in with 2 away. So last night the Eagles tagged Robert Satin for 11 hits and 8 runs when he led the nation in ERA. Glanton brought in a 4.2 ERA to this game, but has had a lot of success through 4 2/3. But McCluskey gets the hit into left field. It'll now be Feliciano who has got a chance to extend the inning. For B.J. Bailey, he went game 1 of this doubleheader. 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, but only 1 of them coming in to score at 9 strikeouts. For Bailey, throwing just over 100 pitches with a 1.4 ERA. Now the 0-1 pitch to Feliciano. Hit towards Fiker at second. He'll make the throw to first to end the 5th. So we continue to work quickly with Russell and Glanton each having a great day on the mound, but it looks like Russell's day has come to an end. We've got an arm coming in from the bullpen to start the 6th when we return.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Leading off for the Spartans, number 0, Bennett Carlson.
So leading off for the Spartans will be Gunnett Carlson. The first baseman has grounded out each time to the plate this afternoon, and he will now face the new arm of Tristan Harley. Said he led the Eagles in appearances this season, and here is his 13th of the year. After starting a majority of games last season, he has been used out of the bullpen this campaign. He's got a 2.78 ERA, a 1-1 record. But he is a similar type player to Russell, where they both come out of the bullpen this year but can be used as long as a starter, as Russell goes 5 innings. Harley has got the ability to go 4 innings if needed. The 1-2 pitch is fouled off. So for Harley's 2026 season, the longest he has gone in a game is 4 innings. So he's done it twice. Once against Barry and the second time against North Georgia. Against Barry, the redshirt senior out of Tallahassee went 4 innings, giving up just 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. He had 8 Ks in the outing against North Georgia, and back-to-back inside pitches have run the count full to Carlson. The at-bat continues. A long AB to begin the afternoon for Harley as he works against Carlson, who's got a .368 average this season, 28 for 76, 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 homers, but eventually Harley comes out on top. His first out comes via the K, and it'll now be Joander Irigoyen, the cleanup batter, up next for Tampa. The first pitch to him catches the zone for strike 1. Next pitch from Harley, cut on and missed. Now ahead 0-2 after an 8-pitch at bat to the first baseman. Harley hoping to make quick work of the DH, who singled in the second before coming around to score. Popped out to Master Morrow in his last at bat. And there is a breaking ball for strike 3. Caught the DH looking that time, and Harley with consecutive strikeouts to begin his outing out of the bullpen. Eagles have scored at least 3 runs in every game this week. They'll be hoping that the bats get rolling at some point, as the pitching staff has been great so far. The only real success from Tampa coming after an error from the Eagles, where they scored 2 runs on the error. The batter who reached base also coming around to score. So outside of one play, this game will likely be 0-0. But still plenty of time for Embry-Riddle to work their way back into it. The top of the 6th here on the SSC Digital Network, and Harley looking for his 3rd consecutive strikeout, and he's got it. 3 Ks out of the bullpen, and Harley will head back to the dugout after a perfect inning.
Cash in the cash.
Leading off for the Eagles, number 1, Colin tomorrow.
So Master Morrow leads off the 6th, trying to bunt his way on for a base hit, and bunts it foul. So he does draw in Martinez now on the 0-1 pitch. Make sure he doesn't try that again, and the following pitch is in the dirt from Glanton. The 1-1 delivery also misses low. Eagles happy to have the top of their order back up the 3rd time through the lineup. Another foul ball there. Runs the count even. So Master Morrow, Schmidt, and Korn, the 3 guaranteed an at-bat in the inning, and that pitch catches the outside corner. Strikeout number 6 on the afternoon for Glanton. Up to 75 pitches now with the Eagles catcher due up next, the only left-handed batter in the lineup for the Eagles. The first pitch he sees is hit foul. Schmidt hit into a double play in the first inning, grounded out to short in his last at-bat. Looking to find a way on base. The sophomore catcher out of Katy, Texas. So Cooper and his twin brother Aiden both joining this ball club last season. Aiden playing back up to Feliciano at shortstop so far this season. This one chopped towards second again. Fiker with the throw for out number 2. Fiker with the submarine delivery when he's on the mound.
Now ready, number 23, Aiden Corn.
It'll be Aiden Korn, who has reached base in both of his plate appearances this afternoon. A walk in the first, singled back in the fourth. The Eagles with 4 base hits so far as a team this afternoon, coming from 4 different players. Mastromoro, Korn, McCluskey, and Drew Clymer, all with a base hit. It's been 4 singles for the blue and gold. Korn unable to connect on that swing. Clymer was batting in the cleanup spot. He was pinch hit for by Aiken Santana the last time through the lineup. And Santana now on deck once again. So Korn fouling that one off of his foot, trying to walk it off before he steps back into the box. The umpire buying him some time, and now we're ready to go. Glanton doesn't hesitate and has got another strikeout to end the 6th. 7 Ks through 6 innings for Glanton, but Tristan Harley had 3 strikeouts in the top of the inning, and he'll look for more back out on the mound.
Now with the Spartans, number 5, Nick Pereira.
So there have been plenty of strikeouts on the mound so far in Game 3 of this series. 13 strikeouts in total, 7 by the Eagles, 6 by the Spartans. Tristan Harley has struck out every batter he's faced so far, needing just 16 pitches to strike out the side in the 6th. And his next batter he faces is Nick Pereira, followed by Javi Soto and Luke Fiker. 6, 7, and 8. On the 2-0 pitch outside for ball 3. So Pereira reaching on an error in the second inning, and then struck out looking in the fourth. 3-1 outside for ball four. The leadoff batter reaches base for the Spartans. For Tampa, they have struggled since going ahead 3-0. This is just their third base runner since the second inning. After going ahead 3-0, the Spartans are 2 for 13. That pitch gets away from Harley. Good play there by Schmidt to keep it from going to the backstop. Each team with just 4 hits this afternoon. Squaring around once again, and Harley not able to find the strike zone right now. Falling behind 3-0 to the second consecutive batter. Soto's looking to lay down a bunt if a pitch is in the zone, and there it is from Harley. So Soto pulled the bat back quickly. This time he hasn't squared around, he will. And again, Harley misses for ball four. So consecutive walks to start the seventh, both coming on a 3-1 pitch. And we'll have a mound visit from the catcher Schmidt to help Harley try and find the strike zone again. The Spartans have bunted every time with 2 on and nobody out. We expect it once again with Luke Fiker now up to bat, who hasn't recorded a hit yet today. Struck out in the second, grounded out in the fifth. The last bunt laid down by the Spartans is when they scored 2 of their 3 runs. Fiker does eventually square around and lunges too far out at that one. Pushes it behind for strike one. Always told as a bunter, let the ball hit your bat. Don't go stretching out for the ball. Fiker with a much better attempt, but it still goes foul on the second pitch, so now behind 0-2. A signal coming in from Coach Joe Urso, the head coach and the third base coach in his 26th season in charge of Tampa. He has won over 1,000 games in charge of the Spartans, including multiple national championships. And there is a strikeout again for Harley. Fiker unable to get the bunt down. The runners stay put. So he was given a third attempt at it. Still not able to lay it down successfully. And it'll be Jack Martinez.
Now batting number 4, Jack Martinez.
Nobody has put a ball in play off of Harley yet. He's faced 6 batters, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Now this pitch gets away from Martinez. Advancing on the wild pitch is Pereira and Soto. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Fiker didn't get the bunt down, but they still move up 90 feet for Martinez, and now the infield has come in. That pitch too far inside. Ball 2. So Spencer Marinac in the early stages of getting loose. Hasn't picked up a ball yet, but Isaiah Eberhardt is already in the pen throwing pitches. And Harley now behind 3-0. We'd go back to the top of the order after Martinez with Jesse Ponce waiting on deck in a 4-pitch walk for Martinez. Will load the bases. We'll have a visit this time coming from Coach Dave Thurno. So 4 strikeouts but 3 walks so far for Harley, and the signal has been made to the bullpen. So Harley's day is done, and Isaiah Eberhardt will come in with the bases loaded in the top of inning number 7. Spartans lead it by 3 with 3 more on base.
Now pitching for the Eagles, number 39, Isaiah Eberhardt. Now batting number 44, Jesse Ponce.
So Eberhardt on the mound comes in a tough spot with the bases loaded in the top of the Spartan order up to bat. So far today, Jesse Ponce is 1 for 3. The lefty hitting .262 on the season. Faces the hard-throwing Eberhardt. Eberhardt got the last out of the game yesterday, and after only needing to throw 3 pitches, he is ready to go this afternoon. Nice part about having the bases loaded and 1 away, you're only 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Feliciano and Mastromoro playing double play depth up the middle. McCluskey and Pena in on the corners. And the 1-2 pitch now to Ponce high for ball 2. So 2-2 delivery, that one just outside for ball 3. So a lot riding on this next pitch from Eberhardt. Nowhere to put Ponce. Be hoping to send him back to the dugout. On the 3-2 pitch, and this one catches the outside corner for strike 3. So Ponce caught looking, and now 5 consecutive outs have come via the K for the Eagles, as Harley had 4 strikeouts in an inning in a third, and now Eberhardt starts his day off with a K. So it'll be Braden Woodburn. He's 1 for 3 with a single up the middle in the third inning. Struck out back in the 5th. That pitch inside starts him off with a ball. And the 1-0 hit towards Master Morrow at second. The toss is not going to be in time, and now they're caught in no man's land. The runner continued to move, and one more run is going to come in to score, so it'll be 5-0. A crazy play there, but another run comes in to score as Martinez overran second base, but lasted long enough in the rundown. Martinez lasted in the rundown for Soto to score from second, as well as Pereira. So 2 runs make it 5-0, and now we go to the 7th inning stretch with the Spartans leading it.
Cash in the cash.
Leading off for the Eagles, number 7, Aiken Santana.
The first pitch in the bottom of the 7th by Aiken Santana is hit at Ponce, and he gets the out as the rain has now started to come down here in Daytona Beach. The crowd quickly moving towards the press box, all trying to get out of the rain in the bottom of this 7th inning. So the call that was made to move this doubleheader up by 2 hours has worked out in our favor, as we have gotten almost all the way through this game before the rain gets here. Just 2 innings left to go. Doesn't look hard enough to stop the game yet. Be hoping it stays this way for a little while longer, as Malachi Pena puts that one into right field, and he will stop at first with a single. So the 5th hit of the game for the Eagles coming via Pena. Comes the 5th different player with a hit. But a crazy end to the top of the 7th.
Now batting
With the
12,
bases loaded, a grounder to the second baseman, and the Spartans scoring 2 runs. As the force out didn't happen at second, they overrun the bag and then get caught in between second and third, but by enough time for the runner who started on second to come all the way around and score, pushing their lead up to 5 with 2.5 innings left to play. It may have been intentional from the Spartans to overrun the bag, get there quicker without sliding, knowing that you could have another run come in to score. You get at least one if you're safe. They did get the one. They added a second, and now they've got the second out of this inning. As another foul out from the Eagles. That time Derek Lopez fouls out to the first baseman, Carlson.
batting number 18, Jack Bell.
And it'll be Jack Bile, the next Eagle to grab a bat. With Pena still over there at first base. So Glanton continues to work out on the mound. 6 2/3 from him now. The 0-1 pitch misses for ball 1. So ruled to have gone around that time for strike 2. Clanton looking to go 7 innings for the first time this season. His season long was 6, so he's already beaten that. And now the grounder to short and the throw ends inning number 7. So Glanton's best outing of the season continues. Hasn't given up a run yet. Has recorded 21 outs.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Leading off with the Spartans, number 0, Bennett Carlson.
So Eberhardt got the last 2 outs of the 7th, and now the first pitch of the 8th is taken into left field by Gunnett Carlson. The first hit of the day for the first baseman. Tampa hasn't had many hits this weekend, but they have scored plenty of runs.
Now batting number 18, Joander Irigoyen.
5 runs on 5 hits now this afternoon. Last night, mentioned they scored 10 runs on just 7 hits. Some timely hitting, some good base running, and a couple of miscues. Need a few things to go your way to try and beat the number 2 team in the country. The Eagles have been on the verge of doing it twice already this weekend. A 10-9 loss last night, 4-3. They dropped game 1 this afternoon, and this one hit towards McCluskey at third. He won't have the double play, but does get the out at first. So Irigoyen retired Carlson up to second, and now Jake Books. The 4th time through
Now batting number 12, Jake Brooks.
the Spartan lineup. And the first 4 hitters for Tampa are all 1 for 4. This one gets past Schmidt. That one go down as a passed ball. Another 90 feet for the Spartans. That is A.J. Graham out there for Tampa, pinch running for Gunnett Carlson. So again, the Spartans threatening to score another run with a single, a ground out, and a passed ball. Enough to put Graham at third base. The infield coming in once again with Jake Books ahead in the count. 3 balls and no strikes, and on 4 pitches, he will take a walk over to first base. So the middle infielder's back up again, looking for a double play to get out of the inning. And now Nick Pereira.
Now batting number 5, Nick Pereira.
Pereira was walked in his last at-bat back in the 7th inning. Doesn't have to wait long for another chance at it. And sees ball 1 go by to begin the next AB. Books with 4 stolen bases on the season. We'll see if he is given the green light to go with runners on the corners. Eberhardt trying to find the strike zone again after 6 consecutive balls. Even with 6 consecutive pitches missing the zone, Pereira allowed to swing away and fouls that one off. So the count now 2-1. This one fouled off, so Eberhardt does well to even the count 2-2. Pereira now 4 for 15 on the season. There goes the runner, and this one hit into center field. It'll drop in front of Bile. So 1 run will come in to score. Graham had to wait to make sure it dropped. Once it did, takes off to extend the Spartan lead to 6-0. Now Books on second. Pereira on first.
Now batting number 20, Javier Soto.
And Javi Soto will be the next Spartan up to bat. Will square around to bunt. The curveball ends up by his head. Soto 1 for 2 so far today. Had an RBI double back in the second inning. The wind continuing to howl, pushing everything in. And we've only had one extra base hit today in game 2. Of the 11 hits, 10 of the 11 have been singles. A double back in the second inning. Now this one hit towards short. Feliciano to Mastromoro. The throw to first is in time to get out of the inning. So the Eagles turn the double play, but the Spartans tack on one more insurance run. And as we go to the bottom of the 8th, the Spartans lead it 6-0.
Now batting number 4, Max McCluskey.
So Walker Vanacek over to first base for the Spartans. In between the innings, as it was A.J. Graham who pinch ran for Gunnett Carlson, and after Graham came in to score, his day is over. Vanacek playing out in the field, and McCluskey hits that one towards left field, stays up long enough for Books to track it down and make the grab. So John Luke Glanton has gone 7 1/3,
Now batting
has
number
thrown
6,
just 97 pitches. The best outing of the season for him. Now it'll be Feliciano looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Game 3 of the softball series between these teams has gone final. This one lands just foul. They kind of go 1-1, but Embry-Riddle winning Game 3 of the series over in Tampa by a final score of 2-1 with 2 runs in the top of the 7th. to go from down 1 to up 1. They hold on in the bottom half of the inning to take game 3 of the series. A hard-fought battle between the Eagles and Spartans in softball, with all 3 games being decided by just 1 run. 1-0, 2-1, and 2-1. The final scores of that series. Not many runs scored on the west coast of the state this weekend. But the Eagles now work a walk through Feliciano. And it'll be the top of the order with Colin Mastromoro now up to bat. Mastromoro had a single in the Eagles' first at-bat of the game. Feliciano 9 for 10 on stolen bases this season, as the second baseman fouls that one away. In a game that started off at about 80 degrees and sunny, it now feels like 64 degrees with the rain being blown inward by the wind. The lights are on at 4:45 in the afternoon, and the chopper just over the mound. Glanton keeps his footing and makes the throw to first base, so they advance Feliciano to second, and now Cooper Schmidt will come up to bat with a runner in scoring position.
Now batting number 5, Cooper Schmidt.
The Eagles haven't had a runner past second base yet this afternoon. Korn reached second after being walked in the first. And now Feliciano, the second player in a white shirt, to make it into scoring position this afternoon. The 1-0 pitch to Schmidt hit into left field, and that one will be caught by Books. The line out into left field ends inning number 8. Books with 2 putouts in the inning to push us along into the 9th. Still 6-0.
Cash in the cash.
Now pitching for the Eagles, number 24, Cole Turner. Leading off with the Spartans, number 9, Luke Fiker.
So the new pitcher for the Eagles will be Cole Turner. Now on the mound, Turner through the end of game 1 earlier today, and now for the second time this afternoon, Turner out on the mound. He only needed 4 pitches to get 2 outs. Earlier today, probably almost exactly 3 hours ago, was Turner used, and cools down, warms back up, and now we'll look to finish off the second game of the day. Needing to get 3 outs this time. The 3 batters he will face are Fiker, Martinez, and Ponce. 8, 9, and 1. Fiker 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Unable to lay down a bunt his last time to the plate, and now goes down on strike for the 3rd time this afternoon. So that is the 8th strikeout of the day by the Eagles between Harley, Eberhardt, and Russell. Every pitcher has had at least 1 strikeout. Russell went 5 innings. His final line read like this: 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned, with 3 strikeouts and a walk. Tristan Harley goes an inning and a third, doesn't give up a hit, but after issuing 3 walks, 2 runs come in to score, but also had 4 strikeouts. Isaiah Eberhardt goes an inning and 2/3, gives up just 2 hits, 1 run, which was unearned, issuing a walk and a strikeout. So 6 runs scored today. 4 of the 6 have been earned for Tampa. And their pitching has been all from Glanton. 8 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts for him, issuing just 2 walks. And now another K for Turner as Martinez loses his bat in the process. The strikeouts continue to pile up for the Eagles.
Now batting number 44, Jesse Ponce.
Pitching has been the name of the game in the series finale after the Bats had all the success last night. In game 1 of the series, the 2 teams combined for 19 runs on 21 hits. So far in this game, just 11 hits between the 2 teams, including 10 singles. So now Ponce, the count 1-1 with 2 away. This one hit towards left field. Lopez making a long run. It'll be foul, and he's not able to chase it all the way down. So the count goes to 1-2. Ponce leading off. Had a single through the left side in the 5th inning for his only hit of the day, and stays alive as there is ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 away in inning number 9, and this one back up the middle on a line right at Jack Bile. Ponce never dropped the bat and heads back to the dugout, and we will head to the bottom of the 9th. The Eagles have got Aiden Korn, Aiken Santana, and Malachi Pena, the 3 due up in the 9th.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Leading out for the Eagles, number 23, Aiden Corn.
So after 8 shutout innings, John Luke Glanton not given the opportunity to finish off the complete game. Oscar Hernandez called upon out of the bullpen, the 6'4 junior out of Orlando. Has already spent a season in the SSC, began his career at Nova Southeastern, then transferred to the State College of Florida, and now at his third school representing the Spartans. In his 11th appearance out of the bullpen this season, has thrown 14.2 innings. He's got a 4.3 ERA. He will face Aiden Corn first, already ahead 1-2, and Corn has got his second base hit of the day. So the 3-hole hitter has got a pair of hits in a game which they have been hard to come by. And now Aiken Santana, who entered the game as a pinch hitter for Drew Clymer, steps to the plate for the third time today. Santana with a pair of ground outs this afternoon, and the first pitch he sees is in there for a strike. The Spartans 6 for 32 as a team. The Eagles are 6 for 28. The umpire says Santana went around. So now 0-2. Santana's grounder to short, Ponce to Fiker in the double play for the Spartans, their third of the afternoon. And it's got them just one away from finishing off the series.
Now batting number 25, Malachi Pena.
So Malachi Pena singled down the right field line. Back in the 7th, and this one off the glove of Hernandez. Stopped by Fiker behind second base, and there is the third out of the game. So this one comes to a close. The Spartans score 6 runs on 6 hits. The Eagles with 6 hits of their own, but not able to put a run across the plate in Game 3 of the series. And Tampa finishes off the sweep. They improve to 12-0 in the SSC this season. Now 26-4 on the season. For the Eagles, they'll drop to 12-16. They are 5-7 in the SSC, and they will look forward to a midweek matchup where they will travel down to Melbourne, play at Florida Tech in the middle of the week before a weekend series at St. Leo next weekend. Quickly through the stat sheet, the Eagles pitching staff did a nice job today. They recorded 10 strikeouts as a group. 3 from Russell, 4 from Harley, 1 from Eberhardt, and a pair of strikeouts in the 9th from Cole Turner. Aiden Korn had 2 base hits. Master Morrow, Clymer, Pena, and McCluskey, all with 1 hit apiece. And then for the Spartans, 8 innings from Glanton with 7 Ks from him. Oscar Hernandez throws the 9th, 3 up, 3 down for him. But at the plate, 6 hits from 6 different players for the Spartans. Ponce, Woodburn, Carlson, Urigoyen, Pereira, and Soto, all with a base hit in game number 3. And they finish it off with a 6-0 win after a 4-3 and 10-9 win in games 1 and 2. Thanks for joining us this weekend. This is Zach Phillips bringing you Embry-Riddle Baseball on the SSC Digital Network.